What's going on, guys? One, love out to everybody. We got UFC Fight Night, Nicolau versus Perez. Quick predictions here, guys. Breakdown. Before I get started, hit the thumbs up button. Also subscribe to this channel. Also check out my Patreon account for my face-off predictions and prop plays. You can also donate to this channel to my PayPal account. All the information will be down below. 13 fights on this card here, guys. We're going to knock this out real quick at the UFC Apex smaller cage here. I'm not going to spend too long on this, guys. Fly through this real quick. This card is kind of tricky. Nothing guaranteed here. A lot of close matchups. All right, so play at your own risk, or whatever you're doing with it, play at your own risk. All right. First fight here, guys. We got Makhachev versus Gabriel Benítez. Makhachev here, striking base. Moves around, light on the feet. Chin can get kind of high up at times. Doesn't take his head off center line. Can get caught with punches. Also can get taken down. He likes that straight right and also counters with that too. He will fade after the first round though. So this guy is like, mostly a first round finisher. Doesn't really look good into the second, and if he even get to the third, which if it goes to decision, usually loses, right? So his opponent here, who's a short notice, Gabriel Benítez, is supposed to be Ansulu Jubilee, was supposed to be the original opponent, but Gabriel Benítez is jumping in there real quick, a short notice. Gabriel Benítez, in my opinion, I would say he's more the well-rounded fighter here. You can say this guy's a veteran too, been in the sport for a long time. We look for the takedowns and also look for submissions. I feel Gabriel Benítez is a lot more a dog, but he's a very experienced guy, and he's like I said, he's a veteran, right? Coming out of the AKA. Thing about Makhachev here is that with Makhachev, he can get taken down, man. If you game plan him and you avoid his strikes, you can pin him against the cage. You can look for takedowns, even possibly even get a submission on him, but I'm gonna go with Gabriel Benítez here. I'm gonna say Gabriel Benítez by decision here, guys. But I'm not confident. This is a 50-50 because Makhachev can strike, and if he connects to Gabriel, it could hurt him or knock him out, man. And it would probably be in the first round. So this fight here is a toss-up, 50-50. If Makhachev wins, to be more in the first round by KO, and you can see. And if Benítez win, like I said, it most likely can be like a decision, like a grindy, kind of crafty kind of fight there. Taking him down to the ground, kind of beat him up a little bit with the punches and pull off a close decision. But Gabriel Benítez by decision, not confident. Next fight, we got Ivana Petrović versus Nalang. Ivana here is going to have the 3-inch of reach, which is massive. Works a lot in the clinch. We look for takedowns, throws, sweeps. She has striking, but it's like depends on who she's fighting. She can look different. Nothing don't really stand out too much, but she would look for the submission too. She look for the takedowns. Striking not bad. Lost a fight against Luna Carolina, which Luna Carolina been looking kind of good. She has been improving. Her opponent here, Lang. This fight here is a next close fight too, guys. Man, this fight here is a toss-up, man. Like I said, especially with a woman fight. The guys too, but most of the time the women fights, you pick one person to win, you think she's gonna win, then the fight end up the the other person pulls off the fight. The other woman pulls. Pretty much all first round finishes, man. Literally. Literally all first round finishes, man. She got a second round in there, 1 second round, I believe, but. Well, and she loses in the second round. Most of the time when she loses is in the second round, man. But she has all first round finishes. And it's pretty much like a submission, maybe some KO, maybe some ground and pound or something like that. She has a wrestling base in her, but she's very, very hittable, man. Her striking, in my opinion, doesn't really. It exists. She can throw the hands and catch you, but she's so hittable, man. Like she runs in, her chin is there to get hit. She rushes, she pushes the high pace in the first, and she will look for double leg and try to submit you real quick because she can't last. After the first round, she start to fade out, man, and that's when she loses, and she make a lot of mistakes, especially with especially with the wrestling, you know. She leave herself in position to get submitted to. And like I said, she's very hittable, man. You know, I believe her fights, I think they're all by finishes. I believe she's been finished like 4 times. We look at Lang here, she's been finished 4 times, KO, TKO, and finished 2 times by submission. She has 10 by submission, so she can't get the submission, but like I said, she's a sprinter. And if she can get you real quick with a armbar or a submission in the first round, even a KO, TKO by ground and pound, then she loses the fight. You know, in all her fights that she lost, you know, most of the fights she's winning. It was a couple of seconds in the first, you know. But then she get reversed, and she got hit with punches, get knocked down, get knocked out, you know, so... You know, and then especially when she goes into the second round, is worse because now she's out of the first or the second round. She's tired because she gave it all she got in the first round. You know, just trying to finish you, right? So she has a chance. She has a potential to finish Ivana in that first round. You know, she can push that high pace and probably get Ivana in a submission. Very possible, man. So this fight here is a 50-50, and I'm not confident in it at all. Zero confidence. I would say this fight here you could just pass, man. Or whoever the dog is, you can just pass it. I'm going to go with Ivana, though. I just feel Ivana can avoid the submissions and possibly keep this fight standing. And if it's standing, I feel Ivana is a better striker here. I feel with Lang, she's just like, she's so hittable. And she makes a lot of mistakes. Even with her wrestling, she makes mistakes. So I'm going to go with Ivana here. I'm going to say Ivana by... I'm going to say Ivana by... I have a submission here. You know, when I make my predictions, guys, I write my notes down here. Okay, I'm gonna say Ivana by submission in the second round, but I'm not confident. All right, zero, zero confidence here, man. Next fight here, guys, we have come on, man. We have we're all over here. UFC, what is this? UFC 30. What is this? This is UFC 301. Pantoja versus Urgic. That's for next week there, guys. I'm gonna work on that one too. Kinda jump forward there a little bit. Next fight here we have James Llontop versus Chris Padilla. Chris Padilla is going to be short notice. Actually, James switched out with Vanato and also Gabe Green. So he had 2 guys that fell out. So Chris is a very short notice here. With James, they come up the Contender Series. This guy's pretty durable guy. Very straightforward. Has a kind of a grinder style to him. Has a lot of cardio. Keeps a very high pace. He stays on you. He looks for takedowns, but he just consistent on you. Like he doesn't quit. You know, pushes a very, very high pace on you, man. His opponent here, Chris. Chris mixes it up well. You know, we look to clinch. We look for the takedowns. Heavy ground and pound. This guy, you know, gets you down, you know, the top pressure is very, very heavy on you. I'm gonna go with James though, man. I'm gonna say James by decision. I'm gonna say James 60%. I'm gonna give Chris 40. I mean, don't sleep on Chris though, it's a short notice for him, but I feel like James is just, you know, the more durable guy here, you know, the pressure and just, you know, the will to win, and just the you know, he can see things. I feel like he sees things better, you know. So I'll go with James here. Next fight we got Ketlen Souza versus Manik Man. Souza here, she's just a very slow starter. Can get taken down. Kind of wild with the strikes, you know. But she will let her hands and feet go though. When it gets later in the round, she starts to throw a lot of, you know, kicks and a lot of spinning heel kicks and stuff like that. She kind of mix it up. We'd also look for takedowns, but like I said, she's a very slow starter. Her opponent here, Manic Man, you know, this chick here, you know, all these fighters, you know, they come to train, you know, they put the work in, you know. So if you come in and put the work in, then you belong here, you know. But some of these fighters are like, like man here, her foundation is not that great. You know, she will push more in the clinch, you know, and try to get a takedown. Most of the time she doesn't get it, and she's very hittable. Doesn't really have a setup. Like I said, her foundation is not that great. Looks kind of wild at times. Like I said, she looks for the clinch, looks for takedowns, but nothing really stands out. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, I would have to say Souza here for the win. You know, but again, like I said, the women fights, you know, sometimes they look that way in the last fight. They come in looking different. Like I said, the women fights, they drop the ball, man. But I'm going to go with Souza here. I'm going to say Souza by KO TQ in the second. Zero confidence. This is a fight here you can fade too. Yep. Next fight here, guys. We have Don'Tale Mayes versus Caio Machado. Mayes there, yeah, this guy has heavy hands. Kind of, you know, he can get flat-footed, but, you know, he will throw the punches out there. You know, he can be open at times, chin kind of high up, can get hit straight on the pocket. You know, like I said, that's most of his footwork, doesn't really move his feet. He can slow down too after a while. What I see from Machado, though, I kind of like him Machado here. I just feel like with Machado, you know, he will let his hand go. He got more dog in him. Didn't look too bad against Mick Parkin. You know, he even looked for takedowns, you know, heavy strikes, you know, keep coming forward. Very aggressive guy. But it's a close fight because both guys are big dudes and, you know, just take one punch and it's over. So I must say Machado by decision, but it's a 50-50. I'm not confident. Next fight here, guys. We have Austin Hubbard versus Michael Figlak. Hubbard is a veteran. This guy been in UFC, left and came back. He's not bad, you know. He won the did he win? No, he didn't win the Ultimate Fighter show. He went to the finale, lost against Kurt. But this guy's pretty good. He, you know, he measures the fights well. His striking, he mixed up well. I would say he mixed it up well, you know, with the striking, the takedowns, the wrestling. You know, his striking is very he's a very technical striker. You see the openings, you know, he paces himself well. He just doesn't go in there and just give it 100% and get tired. You know, he paces well because that's more of a veteran kind of move. Very experienced people do that. You know, you just don't run in there and just try to swing wild and just gas out. So this guy mixed up well. We look for submissions, we look for knockouts. You know, a lot of decisions, but this guy is just pretty skilled, dude. His opponent here, Michael. Michael is a skilled guy too, and he's well-rounded. But I feel like he forces it too much. You know, even the fight against Faraz Zaim, he forced the fight, man. You know, he pushed hard, and I watch all his fights, or most of his fights. He pushes so hard in the first round, comes in there swinging wild, doesn't really set up properly. He just swinging punches, and you know, you look for takedowns, and you know, there's sometimes he knock the guys out, but you know, he's like his pressure is way too much, to a point where he gets tired after a while, and then you can tell that he start to like, you know, he start to fade out, because then, you know, all the punches and stuff he's throwing, when you're throwing and missing like that, you're gassing yourself out. Then he has nothing else to fall back on, you know. I feel like with Austin Hubbard, you know, Austin Hubbard is just more seasoned fighter, man. There's just more experience, you know, and he sees this before. He sees guys, if he's gonna go in there and swing wild like that, I mean, Austin should be able to you know, see that coming, you know, and then use that against him, you know, use that energy against him, right? But this guy here, you know, he does have the tool, you know, and he hasn't fought in 2 years, so he's been kind of out, you know, after his loss against Zaim, you know, hasn't really been in there. You know, a guy like Faraz Zaim is not really known for wrestling or taking down, and Zaim looked like he was a wrestler in there. Like he looked good in that fight. He was reversing, he was scrambling, he was avoiding the takedowns, and he was getting his takedowns, you know. You know what I mean? But that's just experience, and I just feel like Hubbard can do that, because Hubbard will get takedowns too and look for takedowns. I just feel if Michael come in there and fights the same way how we usually fight, which he fought all the fights, or most of the fights I see, is the same way he fights. kind of come in there and swing wild and just look to knock you out. You know, and if he doesn't get the knockout, you know, he goes to decisions here and there. But I just feel like Austin Hubbard should be able to win this. But it's a 50-50 though. Because like I said, Michael does swing, and if Hubbard happened to just not perform well, there could be a decision and Michael wins it. So be careful with this one. It's a 50-50. I'm not confident. But I got a Hubbard by decision, guys. Next fight here, guys. We have Rani Yahya versus Victor Henry. Yahya is a slick dude, man. Mostly slick with the submissions. 21 by submission. Super veteran guy. This is epitome of a UFC. If you want to say who's a veteran, man, Rani Yahya is a super veteran, man. This guy been in there for a long time, man. Been there for a while. Has some good wins, but mostly all submissions though, and he has no knockouts. But he's hateable though, and he's not too active at all. Not active, man, but he's hateable, and he likes to get your back and then backpack you, and just stay there the whole rounds, punching you in the side of the head. So if he gets your back and backpack you, then you'll be in problem. But he's very strategic though, and we look for submissions, we look for the rear naked choke. But he's hateable. That's the thing. And if the guy he's fighting is well-rounded, he could have problems. You know, he could have problems with them. His opponent here, Henry. Henry is a skilled dude, man. Striking is not bad. BJJ black belt. I believe Yahya's a 5th degree black belt. And he's durable. And I don't think Henry has ever been finished. You know, never been submitted, never been knocked out. You know, his last fight there, he got hit to the groin, but you know it happens. You know, he said that the cup was he said that his balls, you know, his penis was halfway out his cup. He was squeezing between the cup because he wear a steel cup. So it was like when he got kicked, he was literally just kicking the balls and the nuts. I mean, the balls and the penis was getting kicked. I don't know. Well, something like that, something kind of strange like that. I don't know, man. But he went to a non-contest. But overall, though, Henry is a skilled guy. If he can keep the fight long range, he should be able to beat Yahya here. You know, Yahya will shoot for takedowns, but sometimes he doesn't get it. You know, but he likes to tie up though, and then pull you down into his guard. But Victor is a BJJ black belt, so I mean, but still, you know, 5th degree versus, you know, a first degree, or you know, whatever you want to call it. You know, it's a difference, right? Between the degrees, like, you know, this experience, I should say, not the color. The color of the belt doesn't really, honestly, man, is just your skill set. You know, the belt just to hold your pants up. You know, the belt shows your level of your skill, I would say. It's like a respectful thing to show it shows your dedication on your training. Because I'm a black belt too, but it shows a dedication in your training. But you got to put the work in. Because there are a lot of black belts out there who claim to be black belts, but the levels is not there. When you spar or you compete, it just doesn't look like it. You know what I mean? So it's all dependent on the person. It's not the belt or the color. And the belt is just to hold your pants up. That's pretty much it. Like what Bruce Lee says, right? So Victor Henry, or if he can keep the fight long, his striking is pretty decent. It's better striking than Yahya. You know, Yahya's gonna be hunting for submissions like crazy, and Victor beat the black belt, so he should be able to kind of hold back. So I'll say Henry by decision, but it's still a 50-50. And the reason why I say 50-50 because Yahya is a experienced veteran. You remember experienced veteran, but Victor Henry is experienced too. He has a lot of fights too, and fought a lot of tough guys too. But Rani Yahya is super veteran. So yeah. So that right there, you gotta give that some respect. So I'm gonna say Henry by decision, but 50-50 guys. I'm not confident. Next fight here, we got Tim Means versus Yusuf Medic. Means are the next super veteran guys too. Super veteran. This guy been in there for a long time. Skill guy too. Skill striking. His ground game is not bad. Can't get hurt though. And I think he's been finished maybe one time, but he's known to get submitted though. I think he's been submitted maybe like like 5 or 6 times. But his striking is pretty solid, and his skill. He's been knocked out 2 times and submitted 7 times, but his striking is skill. 20 by knockout. What I see from Medic is a skilled striker. Very, look for the openings. Very technical dude, but he would slow down, man. He slowed down after first if he can't get the finish. Usually try to push. Which guy has 100% rate finish. Usually trying to push the finish. 2 by submission, 7 by knockout. Problem with Medic though is that if he doesn't get it, the knockout, then he fades. It's like a mental thing. I feel this guy's more of a mental thing. Like he just breaks, and Tim Means not gonna break. He ain't gonna break, man. This guy's a veteran, and like I said, Medic could catch Tim and knock him out. That's very possible. Medic has never been finished though by knockout, so that's very possible. But he's been knocked down though. But like I said, with Means though, man, it's like his skill, man. And when he's on, he's on. When he's on, man. And Medic, in my opinion, is just a fighter that's he's good, but I feel like he needs more experience. And I feel Timmy is just way too experienced, man. Like he sees Medic before, he sees that. And you would have to sniper him out, which Medic can sniper him out and finish him. And that's a possibility. But I'm going to go with Tim Means. I'm going to say Tim Means by KOTK in the first round, guys. As a 50-50 for the fact that I said that Medic could sniper him out. And like I said, Tim Means been in a lot of fights, man, take a lot of damage. So if Medic catches him, then it's lights out. So that can't really be sure on this one. So it's a 50-50 toss up. I'll go with the experienced guy Means. All right. Next fighter, we got Jonathan Pearce, GSP versus David Onamo. GSP here pushes a very high pace, very, very, very high pace. We look to tie up with you in the clinch, look for takedowns, grinder, and he beats you up on the ground, and pound. He just rinse and repeat, go for takedown, drop you down, bam, 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 keep on going. He will also strike with you, but he just lays on you, man. Just ground and pound you, wear you out, man. A fighter like David Onamo, though. David Onamo is a very durable guy, man. Dog, he's relentless. He can also grind too, has a wrestling on him too. But the difference between these two fighters is that David will fade. David will get cannot give up. He's going to stay in the fight, keep fighting, man. And David, though, his hands are heavy, strikes doesn't look bad, but he can get taken down though. And I see him get grounded out a couple times. Mason Jones got grounded out a little bit against Nate. He was getting taken down. Even his fight against Gabriel Santos, he was getting taken down in that fight. With Jonathan Pearce, is known for grinding guys out, man, going there and just taking you down, grind. He had a good win here over Christian Rodriguez, which Christian Rodriguez, shows to be a very good fighter. I believe that's only loss he has is against Jonathan Pearce. He beat Royal Rosa, he beat Cameron Simon, he beat this Isaac dude that was supposed to go in there with high odds. Isaac was like, I forgot how much odds he was, but it was high, and I had Chris Rodriguez winning that fight. I know that Isaac is he's wrestling, but kind of similar to Royal Rosa. You need experience. You can't just come in here and just want to wrestle, push a high wrestling pace. First round, but what happened to second and third? Second and third, you get tired. It's over. You gotta be well rounded, man. And a guy like Isaac, striking is there, but it's not well rounded, dude. He needs more experience. He needs more fights. A guy like Christian Rodriguez seen it before in a lot of his fights. So I'm liking Jonathan Pearce here. Like I said, with Namo will come in there and throw the hands and possibly can hurt, GSP. It's a possibility. You could catch him with a punch and hurt him, but Jonathan Pearce been knocked out one time and submitted to that. And he also can get submitted too. A guy like Nama has submission. So he has to watch out for his neck. But I just feel GSP just gonna it's going to control the fight, man. They're going to take him down and control him. I feel that. I could be wrong though, but I feel it. So I'm gonna go with GSP. I'm gonna say GSP by decision, but I'm not confident here, guys, because that guy like David Nama is not a bad fighter, man. This guy is a skilled dude, and like I said, he's relentless. He keeps a high pace on you too. So both guys gonna keep a high pace coming forward. So when you see that, it's gonna clash. It's gonna explode in the middle, bam, and then whatever happens. You know, somebody get knocked out, takedown, and then the whole pace and the pressure can take a toll on your cardio. And the person that has a good cardio and can keep going is the one that's going to win. The guy that's starting to gas out, it's going to be lights out. All right, so that's how I see it. But I like GSP decision 50-50. Next fight here, guys, we have Jhonata Diniz versus Austin Lane. Diniz here coming from Glory Kickboxing. I think I seen him in a couple fights way back. Pretty good striker, man. Decent. A lot of kickboxing matches, even against a guy here, Rico von Hoven, who he went to decision, which Rico is like pretty much the best in kickboxing, which he has one MMA fight. He's trying to come off the MMA, but that fight was in 215. But look at his, got me fighting for a long time. It's amateurs from 205. Okay. Badr Hari, if you guys know who Badr Hari is, and a couple other guys, Alisson Overeem. He fought Alisson Overeem, right? I think he did. Anderson Silva. There's a different Anderson Silva though. He did fight Alisson Overeem. I believe way back. But yeah, that guy went to decision with this guy here. So it's heavy-handed. Look for the openings. Takedown defense, I checked that out. Takedown defense is pretty decent. Good balance. He balances on one leg well. Sprawly, cuts corners. Doesn't keep going backwards. He kind of cut the angles. Black belt. In the series, it looks good. His opponent here, Austin Lane. Austin Lane is a very athletic guy, and I believe he's coming from as a football. His background was more in football sports. He's very athletic, but the thing about it is that he's hittable, and he look like when he's rushing in, his chin is up and he's throwing his punches, but he's athletic though, and he's a very powerful guy. And heavy punches, and you can see his athleticism when he's kicking. He's like that fast-paced twitch muscles and close the distance quick. He's good at that. But the skills, as far as the striking, I have to give it to Diniz for the striking. It's just Diniz is just more a seasoned striker. And like I said, Lane is more of a striker too. So, and like I said, I like what I see from Diniz from his ground defense, so he should be able to start the takedowns. But I'm liking Diniz in this one here. I'm going to say Diniz by KOTK in the first round, guys. I'm going to give Diniz 60%. I'm going to give Karine Silva versus Irene Lipski. Silva here, man, is a pretty good prospect. I'm kind of liking her here. She's well-rounded, high submission games, man. Her submission, she's deadly, If she gets you on the ground, most likely she's going to submit you, man. Majority of her wins are all by submission. And her striking, I watched a couple more of her fights, and I never know her striking was like that. Her striking is pretty technical. She's pretty quick at the movement. Blitz. She can blitz in with shots. She counter strikes. I mean, she's not bad, man. Lipski has improved though. She has. Karine Silva has 9 by knockout and 8 by submissions. She's 100% finishing rate, man. Been knocked out once and submitted twice. Which she avenged that one of that submissions was against Maureen Marrose way back in the days, which she went back and submitted her in her last fight there. And Lipski here though, Lipski has improved though, man. Her takedown defense has gotten better. And she always have the striking, but I think for Lipski it was more of a mental thing. It was more of her confidence. And she get back her confidence, but I feel like confidence all depends on who she's fighting. It all depends on the pressure of the fighter. The pressure that the person put on her and the person that she's fighting. It's like a mental in your head. when you know that this girl, you know, she can strike, she got the ground, she's like deadly with submissions, and it plays into your, you know, into your mind, you know, in your subconscious, in the back of your head, and you just like, you fall into that, and then you make yourself like, kind of like fade out in your own mind, like, oh man, I don't think I can beat this girl. And then she ended up losing, you know. She, remember, all when you, what you put in your head is what you're gonna do. It's all you. Whatever you speak, you're gonna produce that. Whatever you put in your head, you will create it, and it will come. You know, that's your manifestation. So I feel like with this fight here, with Lipsy, Lipsy's a good fighter. It's gotten better. Her confidence has gotten better, but it depends on, I would say it depends on who you're fighting. I'm liking Silva here. I just feel Silva is just, you know, she's durable. She is, you know, she has the submission game. She's not worried about getting takedown. I feel with Lipsky, she may be a little bit kind of on the shyness of striking too much, because she's gonna be kind of like very hesitant to strike because she don't want to leave herself open to getting taken down. So she may not want to strike as much. She may not show that striking like she usually show, like she showed in her last fight when she fought this chick here. You know, she wasn't even worrying about, you know, this chick taking her down, because you know that overall she was a better fighter all around. With Casey O'Neill against Silva, she can't sleep. She can't just be throwing out punches and just be relaxed like that, because Silva will submit her. Even though she has never been submitted, Silva will submit her for the first time. I'm liking Karine Silva here. I'm going to say Karine Silva by KO TK in the first round. I'm going to say 50-50 though. Like I said, women fights, you know. You never know, you know. With Irene Lipsky, you know, she could come in here and she could win, you know. It happens. You know, you can't count her out. She's skilled, she's experienced. But I'm liking Silva, KO TK first round, guys. Next fight here, guys. Going through this pretty quick here, but accurately. We got Ryan Spann versus Bogdan Goskov. Spawn here, man. They actually robbed him in the last fight. You know, his rematch against Smith, which the guy that is fighting Goskov looks like Smith. They look just alike. And it's not because of the shaved head; it's just the face look alike. You know, the whole features. But Spawn won that fight. I mean, yeah, Spawn won that fight though. You know what I mean? Man, think about Spawn though, man. He has his tools, you know. He's a well-rounded guy. You know, we look for the finish, look for the submissions. Got heavy hands, but he can get flat-footed in there. Doesn't move his head well. Can get hit with shots. Slow starter in the first round. You know, he would drop the ball, man, but he's slow starter in the first round. Once he gets out the first round, though, he tends to get better as the fight go along. He will also gas out too as the fight go along, but he tends to pick it up more in the second round. But this is a guy where he's also a first round finisher too. You know what I'm saying? So with Goskov here, Goskov is definitely 100% finish in the first round. You know, he's well rounded but can get taken down. Applies a lot of pressure in the first round there. Definitely will slow down, especially if he can get the knockout. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much all first round finishes have won by second. And you can see when he gets hit, you know, if he can't finish you in the fight prolongs in the first, he looks like he's like, oh man. You know, he's trying to make adjustments now. You know, but he goes in there and give it all he got. You know, the first round try to finish you, and he actually does that. But against other guys or in different organization. You know, he tried to do it against Volkan Osmanier, and Osmanier took him down and submitted him. You know, Zach Pogga is not really experienced guy, you know. I mean, Zach Pogga lost against Modesto Bakatska, lost against Muhammad Oshman, you know, beat Jordan Wright, you know what I mean, was on the Ultimate Fighter show. I mean, it's a guy that Goskov should beat, you know, but a guy like Ryan Spann, though, Spann has a lot of experience. And he sees that, you know, he's seeing guys like, you know, like Guskov before, you know. So even though Guskov is light in the foot, you know, and he pick his shots and kind of can get wild at times, but he kind of have his hands low and like he rushes in and then find a target. You know, he kind of counter strikes you. He comes in blitzing with his punches, but yeah, I don't know, man. I was kind of going for Guskov. I was like, oh, maybe Guskov could knock out Ryan in the first round, which he definitely can knock him out. I mean, that's not. I'm not saying that can't happen, but oh man, it's a tough one, guys. I'm gonna go for Spann here. I'm gonna say Spann by submission here, guys. And you're gonna say submission in the first round. I just feel like Spann, he's seen guys like Guskov before. You know, even though Guskov is light in the foot, you know, he moves better, but it's just experience. I just don't feel like Guskov has faced guys like what Ryan Spann has faced. And again, Ryan Spann is hittable and he can get knocked out. So it's a 50-50 here, guys. I'm going to say Spann by submission in the first round, like what I said, but it's 50-50. And yeah, if Guskov knock him out in the first round, catches him, don't be surprised, because that definitely can happen too. But I'm going to go with Spann. I just feel like Spann can carry the fight better. Maybe look for takedowns, kind of wear on Guskov a little bit against the cage. Put Guskov into deep water, probably drown him. You know, yeah. So that's the game plan that he has to go in there with. You know, he can't go in there toe-to-toe and strike with Guskov. Guskov is going to be too quick. He's going to be too he's going to be too elusive. You know, he's going to be too elusive on the foot. You know, and that's the way he strikes. You know, he blitzes in and he catches you, but you don't know where the punch is coming from because hands are low. So he can come from different angles, and the punches them are not like a jab or whatever. It's like a kind of a hook jab. You know what I mean? So it's coming from different angles, so it's hard to defend against it. Unexpected techniques, the ones you don't see, the ones that, you know, you can't really picture it, or you can't see it. You know, it's not like your regular 1-1-2 to the pocket and your hands are up. This guy's hands are low, down, kind of like Emelianenko. How Emelianenko fought, similar to that. Alexander Emelianenko. All right, like a Stephen Thompson, like all those guys. Like, you know, I also move like that too. My hands are low and I blitz in and I throw techniques from different angles that you won't see coming from. But I'm gonna go with Spann though, man. It's a Spann by submission in the first round. Not confident. Co-main event was that. Main event right here. Main fight in the card is Nicolau versus Alex Perez. This one's a tough one to pick too. I just feel like Nicolau, he's a good fighter, but he can get knocked out. And all his 3 losses are by knockout, by KO, TKO. You know, he can get caught. But he's a technician guy, though. He's a smart fighter. You know, and he's well-rounded and very technical. It's a 5-round fight. Alex is a short notice. It's supposed to be his rematch against Metal Cape. You know, so what with Alex Perez, though, man, but I saw him again, saw his last fight. He didn't look too bad, you know, when he fought Mohamed Makhachev. He didn't look too bad in that fight. You know, he's just not active, man. This guy's not active enough. Just hasn't been fighting. He's not active, man. You know what I mean? So, one fight a year, or miss out 2023. One fight 2020, just not active enough. Yeah, man, I'm going to go with Nicolau here. I'm going to say Nicolau by decision. But I'm not confident because, like I said, Alex didn't look bad in his last fight. But I feel Nicolau, he's a guy that make adjustments. He's smart. He's slick. You know, he's very creative in there. Even though, you know, it looks like he's moving around a lot. But he's trying to look for openings. He's trying to set up. You know, he's not going to sit there in front of you and strike. Which if he does that, he may get knocked out. That's what happened in his last fight. He kind of was sitting there. He's not going to do that again because he's going to learn from the last time. Every time they sit there in front of you, that's when he gets hurt. That's why he keep moving like that. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna go, like I said, with Nicolau by decision. Quick look at the odds here, guys. See what we're working with. Crazy odds. Crazy odds. odds. Bananas. I haven't seen these odds yet. Which I don't look at the odds when I'm breaking on the fights. I know you can look at them on Topology. It's always there. You can see it, but I don't look though. Yeah. I don't look, man. Don't look. Yeah, I just try to break the fights down off of pure skills and what I see from the fights and just my feelings and my technical analysis work. You know, I don't look at it. I don't base it just on the odds alone, you know. Try to just do my research first, do my homework. And then I'll go with that, and then on the face-offs, you know, I may add in maybe some of the odds in there if the guys are too high or something based on my face-off picks. I may make some changes and put it on my Patreon. That's why you gotta sign up to the Patreon if you guys want to see that. Alrighty, let's see what we got here. All over the place like usual. Gabriel Benítez, Machachev 250. Crap. Damn, that's crazy odds right there, guys. Crazy odds. I like Gabriel Benítez, but I can see why he's 250 because he can come in there and, like I said, with Makhachev, he's a sniper, he's a technical guy. If he catches Gabriel, he could knock him out. So that's probably what they're looking at. But what happens if he doesn't do that and Gabriel pull the fights into later rounds? Yeah, man. I like Gabriel Benítez. I like the veteran, but it is what it is. Nylon is nylon. Nylon. They got Ivana 500 and something. No way, man. This is crazy odds. No. And this is a woman fight. Oh my goodness gracious. Dog or pass it, guys. Because like I said, Lang could come in there in the first. I told you, Lang could come in the first round and push a total high pace. Get the takedown and submit her with some kind of submission. And the fight's over in the first round, man. Or Lang can come in there and do the same thing she does in all other fights that she lost and get knocked out or get finished or get submitted. Push a high pace and get tired. And then the 500 makes sense. But it's a 50-50, so it should be a little... No, if I know it's 500, that's freaking crazy, dude. That's crazy, man. My opinion, don't play this. And if you're going to play it, whatever you're doing, if you guys play, go underdog, man. Chris Pandela or James Latopa. Damn, but the odds on her are ridiculous, dude. These odds are... This is crazy, man. I mean, I have James winning, but Chris is not a bad fighter. What I see from Chris, he's grown in pounds and just his overall game, even though it's a short notice, he's not bad, man. Oh, man. I feel James is way too high. I like what I see from James, but it ain't too far. I mean, I have James at 60% and Chris is 40, but still, I'm not super confident in James, though, especially on 440 or close to 500. No, man. Careful with that one. Ketlen Souza and Manic Man. This one here, I slightly agree with it because what I see from Manic Man, like I said, everybody deserves to be there. You put the work in, but I feel like her foundation is not there. Her striking foundation, ground foundation is not there. But Souza is a slow starter. So keep that in mind. So this is the next one here, man. I still be careful with it, especially a woman fight. Caio Machado and Dante Mays. Okay, even fights. I don't disagree. I like Machado, but two big heavyweights. I don't disagree. Austin Hubbard and Michael Figel. You got Figel at 180, 175. I would say this is an even fight. I like Austin Hubbard. The odds on here is kind of jacked up, guys. And a lot of the fighters here are not really known for them to be so high. That's the issue. Oh, man. This card could be a disaster. I'll be careful with it, though, man. Rani Yaya and Victor Henry. Victor Henry 410, 20. It's too high. It doesn't mean... Rani Yaya is a super high-level veteran, man. Super high-level veteran, man. Super high-level veteran. This guy will submit you. No matter if you're a black belt in Brazil, it doesn't matter. He will still find a submission. If he gets Victor's back and can get Victor's back all 3 rounds and lock it in and just like backpack you, pull off a decision or a submission. Shouldn't be so high. The high, super high in Henry. It doesn't make any sense. Because it's not like Rani Yahya is not skill. It's like, oh, definitely Victor is going to go in there and win for sure. Oh, man, 400. Oh, yeah. And then he gets submitted. Be careful with this one too, man. The odds on here are ridiculous. Medic 300. Hell no. What's no, no. If he can sniper means in the first round, you know, it depends on how he looks. Because some fights it doesn't look the same, depending on who he's fighting. Could be the quicker fighter here, I will say, and he has the potential of, you know, getting the knockout, but. Like I said, I feel with Medic is experience, and sometimes he breaks. And it means can keep that pressure and that pace and wear him out, even get takedowns, because Medic can get taken down too. Mean get takedowns. Means most likely watch all his fights, or his corner watch the fights and set up a plan. You're talking about experienced guys here. A guy like Rani Yahya, Austin Hubbard, you know, those guys are experienced guys, man. Gabriel Benítez. Those guys are experienced. These guys like Machete. Victor Henry is an experienced guy too. But a guy like Medic and Michael, those guys are just like try to make a name, try to come up in the UFC and try to build them record, and try to show that, like I can hang with these veteran guys. But these guys are veterans that's seen it before. You just it depends if these veterans are done. Maybe if these veterans are washed up. I don't think Tim Means is washed. I don't feel Rani Yahya is washed. I don't feel Austin Hubbard is washed up. Gabriel Benítez, I don't feel like he's washed up either. Depending on who he's fighting. But I'll be careful, man. I like Tim Means still. But like I said, Medic got that punch a chance though. David Namon, JSP, 148. I don't disagree with this one. This is not bad odds there. I believe JSP should be able to win this fight, but again, David Anamo still have a chance, especially a puncher's chance too. Be careful. Even a submission. Austin Lane and Jhonata Diniz, 340. Honestly, man, yeah, this one I may slightly agree with this one because, like I said, with Austin Lane, he's there to get hit, man. He's open. And Diniz is world-class striking, man. But Lane is very athletic, has that athleticism, but can't just base a fight off being athletic, man. The Diniz guy has world-class striking, seasoned striker, and Lane doesn't really push takedowns like that. And what I see from Diniz ground game doesn't look bad. Irene Lipski and Karine Silva. We got Silva 162. Okay, so they're giving her some respect here. I would say this fight. I kind of agree with this one. But Lipski still has a chance. But again, a girl like Silva, her technique and her striking, everything is just well-rounded, man. It's on point. She's on point, man. If Lipski goes in the fight and let her hands go and foot go, she'll get taken down and she's going to kind of hesitate. So I can see that. So it's not too bad in the odds. Ryan Spann and Goskov, damn, okay, they got Ryan Spann as favorite. All right. I'm surprised. I thought Ryan Spann would be underdog here. I'll be careful with this one, though. And the reasons for that is an even fight because Goskov got that punch, man. He got a knockout in that first round. Ryan Spann is known to get finished in the first. So be very, very careful. I think Ryan Spann may be a little too high here in the odds too. Even though you may say Goskov is not experienced, man, but it's the durability. And just the fact that Goskov can sprint and is quick, you know what I'm saying? And he's fast twitch and he comes forward and you don't know where the punch is coming from. Just take one shot. I mean, see Ryan Spann always goes out on a shot, man. Be careful with this one. Alex and Nikolai, they got Nikolai at 180, 186. Yeah, Nikolai is a very smart fighter. He's a very smart fighter. He very composed. Looks for openings, pick his shots, but again he can get knocked out though. So still be careful with this one here, guys. But the odds on her is totally madness. Crazy odds, man. Crazy odds, man. I watch the weigh-ins and face-offs now. I may make some changes depending on what I see in the face-offs, but Be careful with this card. This card could be a disaster. Yep, it could be a disaster, man. Let's see here. Yeah, so that's about it there, guys. One love out to everybody. Leave your comments down below. Subscribe to this channel. Check out my Patreon account for my face-off predictions and prop plays. You can also donate to my PayPal. That's about it right there, guys. One love out to everybody. Os.